Hey everybody, just wanted to come on here real quick, just, you know, speak a little bit and also kind of let you know something goofy I'm going to be doing. Um, I, a while back, I went ahead and bought it's like a shampoo hair dye. And I thought, well, I'll buy a weird color for Halloween, just for Halloween. And of course, you know I love purple. So, um, because I have like a community gathering that I go to every Thursday. It's one way that I can get out and socialize a little bit because I'm not real good at socializing sometimes. But I did ask one of my friends in the group, what would they do if I showed up with purple hair? And you have to understand that a lot of people in my community group are elderly. So I wonder what kind of reaction I'm going to get. Am I going to get some flack? Am I going to get, oh, that looks good? Sometimes people will say things just to make you feel good. You know what I mean? But nope. She encouraged me to go ahead and do it. So, and I've never had any other color hair except for my natural hair color or red. So, oh, that's not true. I'm sorry. Way back when in the 1990s when I was married, I tried to dye my hair brown, a darker brown, and the coloring that was inside the box was not brown. It was black. So once I had black hair for a while, sometime in the 90s, it was like 1990, 91, 92 that I did this. Thank God I did not take pictures of myself like that because I really didn't look good with black hair. I look better with red hair, and I also don't look good with blonde. Blonde, for some reason, blonde washes me out. So I can't wear blonde and I can't wear black because they both do the same thing. They both wash me out somehow. But red always did good for me. But purple has just enough of the cool factor in it. And I don't mean cool as in, oh, that's cool. I mean color cool factor in it to where I don't know if it'll wash me out or not, but we'll find out. So just a heads up for y'all. I may have purple hair coming up in the next few videos. Who knows? Because it does take a little while for it to completely wash out after you put it in. And I have a red hair dye too that I've used as well. I just haven't used it for a while, which is why you see so much grow out on me right now. But that's the goofy thing I'm thinking of doing. Or, well, not thinking anymore. I'm going to. Um, I have not yet told my brother and sister that I'm going to do this. So this is going to be fun. I'm always up for making my brother and sister scratch their heads and go, what the? So I'm going to do this. I don't know. What do you think? Should I? Shouldn't I? I'm going to anyway, but what's your opinion? Anyway, do you think I should or do you think I shouldn't? Are you going to go, I'm not going to watch you if you dye your hair purple? All right, then you can. Well, you're going to have to view them eventually to see if I still have the purple hair, right? So I don't think anybody's going to do that. But I figured I would just give you a heads up on it. As for other things, I feel like I wake up every morning now and I look at the news and I just go, ugh, and I turn it off because it's just getting so ridiculous out there. Everything is political and it's stayed political since 2024, or actually even before that. But it's getting worse, more and more. So it's, oh, my hair is such a mess today. I just woke up, so everything looks ugly and greasy. But yeah, watching the news, I kind of shake my head. But I know, I read the Bible. I know the scriptures, mostly know the scriptures. I am a PK, a pastor's kid. So dad was a pastor. And he studied a lot. He went, you know, got his credentials and everything as a pastor. And when he would study, I'd ask him questions and everything. Well, now I'm the one who's doing a lot of studying um, because I want more of an idea of what to expect coming up in the future. And I know if there's some people who don't believe in God or the prophecies, things like that. I get it. You don't believe, but I do. So, in my opinion, we are in the end times, you know, and it's rolling more and more into what God deems as wickedness. So, I am a born again Christian. I'm a follower of Jesus, unapologetically a follower of Jesus. And I don't care who doesn't like it. I don't care because I know the truth. And quite frankly, if I were to agree with everybody who told me that there's no God, well, then we'd both be wrong. So I'm just watching what's going on in the world today, and I'm seeing how it's crawling closer and closer to what the Bible says is going to happen. I know a lot of people don't understand some of the books of the Bible, like Revelation, which is pretty hard to understand. You have to really study it. That's why it helps to maybe go to a study that somebody where they're looking over Revelation and they have a lot more knowledge than you do. I've done a lot of studies of Revelation, also of Daniel, um, Ezekiel, and even in the Gospels when Jesus was talking about the end of days. So it's not fake. It's real. And make no mistake, things aren't going to just grind to a halt because somebody says God doesn't exist or that they don't believe in Jesus. All right? The only thing that I can say is that the more that you insist there is no God or that Jesus isn't real or he's just a man or all this other stuff, just watch how things go in our world today. And you can't tell me that the world isn't going to hell in a handbasket right now, because it really is. And it's difficult to watch, but what keeps me going is understanding that there's there's a better place. I'm holding out for the better place. I'm holding out for God. I'm holding out for Jesus because I want to meet who gave me salvation. It's important. Very important. And people know that I don't normally preach or talk about, well, I have talked about politics, on my channel quite a bit. I seek not to do it so much now. But when it comes to Jesus, I am 100% serious. He exists. He's real. He wasn't just a man. He's the Son of God. And rejecting him is foolish, really. But the good thing is that there's a lot of people like me out there. A lot of people like me. And there's a lot of discrimination against Christians and Jews, especially the Jews. The Jews get so much crap all the time from people that are anti Semitic. And it's something that they've come to expect, unfortunately. But, and the history of Israel, by the way, if you read the Bible, it's one of the best darn history books about the nation of Israel that you could ever read. Not only is it the Word of God, it's also a great history book. But things are not going in a good direction right now. And I'm especially angry with our government right now, especially with the Democrat side. Because what they're doing with this government shutdown is they're holding out to get their way. That's what's happening. And unfortunately, them holding out to get their way means that people are going to be suffering. And one of the senators, Democrat senators, literally said it's the only leverage we have. And then another one kind of agreed with her. If your leverage means hurting innocent American people, you don't deserve your job. You do not deserve to be in the Senate. If you're hurting your own constituents, you got to go. And if they continue this, guess what's going to happen? People are going to be primaried big time. You're going to see an awful lot of Democrats lose their seats if they don't wake up and do the right thing. And I don't mean right as in right, the right. No, I mean do the correct, the proper thing to do for the people of America. Don't keep, there's that small fringe that's causing all the trouble and being the loudest, and that's who they're pandering to. Don't pander to those people. The larger group that you need to pander to is the rest of the American public, the ones who are going to be losing their food stamps. And if the shutdown continues any longer, there could be other programs. So, honestly, if you're a Democrat, get in touch with your senator. Unless you agree with the BS they're doing, in which case shame on you. But normally, I don't like to be confrontational to people, but I'm honestly going to say this. Democrats, you messed up. And you're probably going to pay for it. So, I have friends who are Democrats, and honestly, they kind of agree with me. They think this holdout thing that the Democrat senators are doing is foolish. One of my friends even mentioned that this is something that could destroy the Democrat Party. I agree. If they continue on this path, it's going to. They won't have a party to stand with if they continue this direction. Because the ones who are causing the most trouble are the folks that are more on the progressive end of it. And to me now, I've always had a problem with progressives. Always. It's because they don't think with any kind of sense most of the time. There's no sense to what they're thinking. And what they're thinking is making this country socialist or communist. They're a small minority that want that. The majority of us who don't want that need to speak up, need to fight back. And I mean, when I say fight back, I mean legislatively. We need to fight back. We need to speak up. We need to make our voices heard. So do that. And also, if you're in New York City and you're thinking of voting for Mamdani, what is wrong with you? What the heck is wrong with you? He's bad news. He has no experience. He is against Jews. He is against a lot of things that most people are for. Is there something that some kind of drug or something they put into the water in New York City to make people vote so stupidly? I don't know. And I refuse to believe that New Yorkers are that dumb. For real. There's got to be drugs in the water or something. They're not that stupid for real. All right, now that I've said that and I've gotten that off my chest, Um, Life for me right now is not going too bad. I'm still battling with depression, and I've been doing that for like it's going on 10 years now. Which is one reason why well, the depression, my autism, and my diabetes are what put me, mostly the diabetes, is what put me on disability. And I do fine. I do get like $23 of food stamps, but that doesn't really matter to me if I get it or if I don't. That doesn't matter to me. But there are families out there that get a lot more than I do, that need it a lot more than I do. So, for the progressive Democrats to keep the American public hanging and dangling like that, to me, it's inexcusable. You're just putting undue stress on families. So, uh, like I said, I don't know what they're thinking. You know, maybe they're trying to save their sorry butts. I don't know, but they need to knock it off. Oh, I haven't been doing an awful lot of artwork lately. I did do one or two things. If I can get it off my microphone here, I hung it on my microphone. It's a Halloween necklace that I made just because I'd gotten some new beads and I was curious about what they'd look like. All right, come off of there. Thank you. All right, let me turn it around so you can see it. There. That is a Halloween necklace. Whoops. There. That's a Halloween necklace. The black and the red and the white blood spattered beads were the newer ones that I just got. And then, of course, I have iridescent skulls and silver skulls on there. And then that is an anatomically correct heart. So, that's one thing that I've been able to make despite pain. But, yeah. I'm probably going to make a few more of these. It's not going to really be for sale until I can get the website up. But if anybody's interested in this, just email me. Let me know. We'll talk. And I can make all sorts of cute stuff like this, usually when my hands aren't giving me problems. I have to take an awful lot of ibuprofen to get the pain to come down. Right now, I don't want to ask for any pain medication from my doctor. I don't. And I was using cannabis for a while, and then it started to become more of a crutch for the depression. So that's why I have backed off of that. I still would use cannabis every once in a while if the pain got so bad, because cannabis doesn't take the pain away, but it does dull things enough to where you don't feel it, and then other medications can also help out. Ibuprofen, that's my go-to right now because it reduces the swelling that's down here. I might have carpal tunnel. I have this wrapped right now because it causes the wrist not to move as much. And when I wake up in the morning, sometimes it really does hurt. So I'm taking about 1,200 milligrams of ibuprofen to combat the pain in the morning. And sometimes I have to take it at night. It doesn't seem to be as bad at night as it does in the morning, which I don't really understand. But, so give me a little prayer if you can for this, because this is my right hand that's having more of the problems. It hurts for me to sign things. It hurts for me to, like, bend fingers. It hurts for me to. I do this a lot when I do things with beads, and it hurts to do that. So, anyway, yeah, I think I've talked myself out on these subjects. And I've given you a little bit of an update. And if you watched the video all the way through, I certainly do appreciate it. Not many people do watch my full videos. I don't know, maybe I'm boring, or YouTube doesn't, you know, show it to people, or whatever. And because I've talked about Jesus, people are probably going to give me thumbs down. It's amazing. I get thumbs down on the most innocuous things. Video about a cat. Or a 30-second video of me and a cat got somebody going, "You are wasting time. You're wasting my time." All right, fine. Go do something else then. What the hell are you telling me for? I don't care. 30 seconds gets under your nerves, fine. Go bitch to someone else about it, not me. Because I don't care. It's just me and my cat. You don't like us? Move along. Anyway, 21 minutes have gone by. I've talked myself silly, and I'm pretty sure you're sick of me by now. So, with that said, I want everybody to take care. Hopefully, for those of you who are, on food stamps, that are have a larger family, especially on food stamps, and you're scared to death this is going to happen, you have my sympathies and my prayers for sure. And for anybody who's thinking about looting the grocery store if they don't receive their food stamps, you're an idiot. You're going to end up in jail if you do that. Is that worth it? I mean, really? So, I've been seeing all sorts of stupid things. I could go on forever, but I'm not going to. Anyway, everyone take care. I may have a few other things that I'll put up here soon. Hopefully I can get the pain to calm down enough to where I can start doing some more beading things and some resin stuff too. So, I'll talk to y'all later. Take care. Bye.